That was last year. And this is now.
A little something like this. Hit it!
For 20th year head coach Sam Andy, his Wheeling Park Patriots are back on the same track that Charleston, sporting another typical Wheeling Park arsenal. Freddie Howard captains the Patriots. He's surrounded by plenty of big play performers that include Mr. Excitement Rafael Cruz and super sophomore Michael Jebbia. Tonight, the Patriots will face their toughest opponent ever in the nationally ranked Zanesville Blue Devils, led by sharpshooting guards Cedric Hall and Mr. Do-Everything Edwin Young. 6'7" Seth Martin and 6'6" David Houston control the paint. The undefeated Blue Devils have overcome all challenges this season, but will face an arguably equally talented Wheeling Park team tonight in a matchup that rarely occurs. The West Virginia State champ Wheeling Park and the Ohio State champ Zanesville tip it off tonight at a sold-out Wheeling Park High School gymnasium. Next on News Channel 7 Sports.
Get busy, y'all.
It's all the action and excitement of local high school basketball on News Channel 7's OVAC Hoops. It's a replay of all the fast-paced hardwood action as Wheeling Park takes on Zanesville. It's basketball the way you want to see it from start to finish. It's all here on OVAC Hoops on News Channel 7.
Hi everybody, welcome to Wheeling Park High School, sold out tonight for another edition of News Channel 7 High School Basketball, our Game of the Week. Hi everybody, I'm Mike Anthony, this is Tom Bechtel. Tom, two champions tonight, Division I champion Zanesville in Ohio, and the Class AAA champion in West Virginia in Wheeling Park. Two great teams going at it. Wheeling Park stumbling a little bit right now. Lost a big one to Steubenville the other night. Might have been looking ahead. Talk about Wheeling Park.
Yeah, it's only natural. The young fellas probably were looking ahead, but we know they have some outstanding talent. They've been looking forward to this game since last April when the contract was signed. We got an electric atmosphere and expect a great game.
Zanesville unbeaten on the year so far at 14-0. They won the game against Hilliard a couple of days ago, and they're on a roll.
Yeah, 40-game winning streak, defending state champions in the state of Ohio. That's just unbelievable, and they're well coached by Scott Aaronholt. And like I said, what can I say? The crowd's excited. We're excited. Just a great basketball game tonight.
Wheeling Park in Zanesville getting ready to tip it off from the Palace on the Hill. This is what basketball is all about. Tom Bechtel, strap yourself in. This is going to be a good one. Stick around for the starting lineups and the opening tip after this on News Channel 7 Sports.
This News Channel 7 sports special presentation of OVAC Hoops Replay. The Wheeling Park Patriots versus the Wheeling Central Maroon Knights is brought to you by these proud sponsors. True Value Hardware, conveniently located on Washington Avenue in Wheeling, where customer service comes first. No one knows brakes like the Brake Shop, 430 National Road in Fulton. Free estimates are standard at the Brake Shop. And CW Lee Graphics in Warwood, specializing in screen printing of hats, signs, jackets, and sweatshirts for your school or organization.
Budget Interiors, Carpet One, America's largest carpet retailer, has weathered the storms of '96. Get gigantic savings now through February 3rd. Carpet 2 rooms for $429, 3 rooms $559, 4 rooms $769, or carpet your whole house for $11.99. And this is 100% nylon carpet protected by stain control and a 5-year warranty. Available in over 30 colors, 12 months, 12 equal payments, and 0% interest. And if you were hit by the floods, take an extra 5% off. Carpet is available for immediate installation. Budget Interiors in Weirton and Bridgeport.
Whiteside Auto Dealers 96 Blast Off! 3 giant dealerships, slashing prices on every new and used car, truck, and van in stock. Special financing available now. Huge rebates, giant discounts. Buy today and make no payments till next summer. See an amazing inventory of over 800 vehicles, including a limited selection of super discounted 95s. Register to win door prizes, including a trip to Disney World, courtesy of Belmont Monroe AAA. Whiteside St. Clairsville, Bob's of Barnesville, Whiteside Cambridge. If you don't have a Whiteside sticker on your car, you've paid too much.
Getting hurt on vacation is no day at the beach. But when the health plan is your HMO, emergencies are covered wherever you go. That includes everything from stitches to hospital stays. For all your trips away from home, choose the health plan.
an investment in your future. Enroll today in the West Liberty State College Accelerated Business Program. Earn a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration while continuing to work full-time. To qualify, you must be at least 25 years of age and have completed 40 to 60 transferable credit hours. You can even receive academic credit for work-life experiences. The Accelerated Business Program at West Liberty State College is convenient, accessible, and affordable. It's time to take a look at what West Liberty State College has to offer.
Hi, I'm Carol from Carolina Furniture. I'd like to invite you to shop Carolina Furniture during the 11th Annual Ohio Valley Furniture Winter's Sale. We'll show you the quality of home furnishings that you want to buy. Choose from Amish crafted living rooms by Smith Brothers of Bern, solid oak bedroom and dining room furniture by Richardson Brothers, Sumter, Virginia House, and many more. Hurry into Carolina Furniture in Martins Ferry and Moundsville. The 11th Annual Ohio Valley Furniture Winter's Sale at Carolina Furniture ends February the 5th.
And welcome back to a sold-out Wheeling Park High School. Mike Anthony and Tom Bechtel ready for the call of the game between Wheeling Park and Zanesville, the Division I state champ in Ohio and the defending Class AAA state champ in West Virginia. Something that doesn't happen very often, actually never, but we have it happening tonight. Starting lineups for tonight's game, let's first look at Wheeling Park's starting five. They are captained by number 10, Freddie Howard, the point guard, at 16 points a game. The super sophomore Michael Jevia wears 22, throws in 17 a game. We'll talk more about him in a minute. Rafael Cruz is Wheeling Park's main man on the wing with 23 a game. Sophomore Darius Goodwin with 8 points a game, a lot of rebounds. And actually Eric Zalaski will be their starter tonight, number 40 for Wheeling Park. Quickly for Zanesville, the Blue Devils. Cedric Hall, one guard. Jerry Myers, the other. Mr. Do Everything. Edwin Young at one guard, and Seth Martin, the center, big 6'7" junior, and 6'6" forward, number 52, David Houston. Tom Bechtel, Wheeling Park, coming into tonight's game here at the Palace on the Hill, a place where they really play well, with the exception of the Steubenville stumble a couple of days ago. Wheeling Park is very fired up about this one. You talked to Sam Andy prior to the game. What'd you hear?
Yeah, well, I think Sam kind of admits that Wheeling Park might have been looking just a little bit towards Zanesville. You know, they stumbled the other night against Steubenville, but let's face it, Wheeling Park takes on all comers. As Sam has said, you know, we played teams like Zanesville before. Last year, Beckley, Woodrow Wilson, they were an outstanding team. He said, we're looking forward to the challenge of meeting this outstanding team tonight.
Wheeling Park, usually not the underdog, but in this case they were going to be, as the Zanesville Blue Devils come in as the number 4 ranked team in the country. That's the USA.
Yeah, Mike, anytime you play a team of their caliber, 40 straight wins, defending Ohio State champions, you're going to be the underdog. It'll be interesting to see how this game plays out. You can see the crowd's really into it, and you and I are going to have a real hard time hearing each other tonight.
The referee of tonight's ball game, all these officials from the Ohio Valley Board of Approved Basketball Officials, Mr. Don Giffen, St. Clairsville native, Jim Pratty and all of his years of experience. And the third official tonight is Bruce Struthers. We are set. 34th, Seth Martin, 6'7" junior, and a 6'4" sophomore, Darius Goodwin, jumping center. We are underway, and the Blue Devils control. This is Edwin Young, already signed, sealed, and close to being delivered to Dayton University, Division I scholarship.
Yeah, Edwin's just an all-around player. He'll do whatever Coach Aaron Halt needs. He's a scorer, an assist man, a rebounder, and an outstanding defender.
David Houston, baseline. Now back to Seth Martin, doubled by Zalaski. David Houston up and off the glass, 2-0 already.
Be interesting to see, Mike, if Park elects to run the ball tonight.
And it goes off of Edwin Young. That is a very interesting matchup. We'll feature the matchups here momentarily.
Great matchup there, Mike. Edwin Young on Rafael Cruz.
2 players there. Cruz blocked by Houston. It'll stay Wheeling Park basketball.
I'll tell you, I talked to Coach Aaron Halt. He said David Houston's one of the glues of this team. He's an outstanding defender. We saw it on that play. Also a good rebounder. His scoring is just an added plus for the Blue Devils.
Cruz back out to Freddie Howard, the captain of Wheeling Park, the all-time assist leader at the high school. Career single season in game. He's watched closely by Cedric Hall. Michael Gebbia cuts through the lane, puts it up, and traveling on Michael Gebbia.
I'll tell you, Mike, we know Zanesville has outstanding talent. Interestingly enough tonight, they're basically going with the 3-guard set. Wheeling Park, of course, we know their strength is the 3 guards. So some pretty good matchups here tonight, and we'll have to watch them as the game progresses.
And Coach Aaron Holt told me prior to the game that he was worried about Wheeling Park's trio.
Who wouldn't be?
Right. And we have a foul on one of the Patriots. Eric Zalaski on the hold. Bruce Ruthers making the call.
I'll tell you, as we've checked Zanesville through the season, they can run when they need to. They can slow it down when they have to. So they dance whatever tunes the other team dictates to them.
Yeah, we've seen that, as in the case with Cambridge. We were both at that game. And a 5-second violation is called on Seth Martin. 6'7" junior.
I'll tell you,
kidding me?
Seth, he's being looked at by all the Division I's. Coach Aaron Holt told me he's only 16 years old. He's a young junior. He's getting better with every game, and the coaching staff just loves his play.
There's Howard driving, and they got a foul on Cedric Hall on the block.
We talked about matchups, Mike. Cedric Hall, he's an outstanding on-the-ball defender. Freddie Howard, we know he's ultra-quick. Great matchup there. Fans want to keep an eye on that throughout the evening.
Howard has to handle the ball for the Patriots. Zalaski triggers to Howard. Freddie Howard, arguably the best point guard in the state of West Virginia, really handles it well. Cruz, baseline, and he's fouled on the way up. It'll be on Edwin Young, and they've already jawed and gone at it. We've already seen Howard and Hall exchanging some words of both teams. A little trash talking early. And
yeah, I don't think it's so much trash talking. It's just a little bit of nervousness. Let's face it, they're only kids out there. They're 15, 16, 17 years old, and I really haven't seen any of the trash talk variety, but more just a little nervous energy being expended out there.
And Wheeling Park still not on the board. Cruz misses the free throw.
I think the teams will tend to settle down here, Mike. First couple of minutes, it's just a matter of feeling each other out, and both teams have a little bit of nervousness, as well do the announcers and the coaches too.
Sure. Misses on both, but Goodwin gets the rebound. Cruz, too strong, batted out of there. Goodwin corrals it. Now it's out of bounds. Off of Goodwin. Zanesville ball.
We saw it on that play. That's uncharacteristic of Raphael. He's an outstanding performer. He's leading them with 23 points a game. Doesn't usually clang them off the glass, but let's face it, it's a big game, a big-time atmosphere.
And Seth Martin throws it away. Speaking of big time, walking in tonight, Tom, a lot of scouts and coaches with clipboards and taking notes and looking at kids. This is an outstanding game to be at, and it's SRO at the Palace. Eric Carter with a nightmare.
I'll tell you what, you just can't create this atmosphere, Mike. It happens, and like you said, 2 big school state champions, it's a natural.
Michael Gebbia, he has to have a big game for Wheeling Park to be successful. We mentioned it, when he has big games, Wheeling Park wins. Eric Zalaski, too strong, good win! And Wheeling Park is on the board.
A couple of the keys tonight are going to be the plays of sophomores Gebbia and Goodwin. Keep an eye on them.
Cedric Hall, the lob to Houston. All that height down low. Myers, the lefty. There's a 3-ball. Jerry Myers. And Howard throws it away.
I'll tell you, Coach Scott Aaronholt told me, Jerry Myers, sometimes he tends to be streaky, but if he's hot early, it tends to pick up his whole game, and he performs in all phases of the game.
And he's yet another lefty, Tom. So we have 3 lefties on the floor. Wheeling Park's 2 with Gebbia and Cruz, and now Myers, the other lefty. We see Nick Bolshakov to the park. We'll see a 4th. Raphael Cruz blocks Houston.
I'll tell you, Raphael's been picking up his game as the season's progressed. We're seeing a little bit more solid play on that defensive end of the floor, and obviously he has the ability to block some shots.
Cedric Hall, a long-range bomber. There's Seth Martin. Off the glass, no good. Fight for the loose ball. Houston has it knocked away. Here come the Patriots. 3-on-2. Howard leaves to Zalaski. Layup good.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it, Mike. Freddie loves to throw those passes. Under the arm, behind the back. He's a great assist man.
How many times last year did you see Howard leave that for Namalik and Mallet? Now this year it's Zalaski and Goodwin and Stokic. Too strong, 3 by Myers, loose ball, Goodwin, Zalaski, here come the Park. Michael Gebbia to the rack. 6-5 Wheeling Park.
I'll tell you, if you're a Wheeling Park fan, you gotta love the way they're taking the game right to the Blue Devils. They need to do that. The Blue Devils only have 7 players. We haven't talked about Travis Young yet, but he's out with an injury, be out 3 to 4 weeks. Could be a factor in tonight's game.
And Howard gets a steal, knocks it away, out of bounds. And if you're worried about Zanesville getting nervous, they've already played in so many big games, dating back from last year with the 4 starters. They're back this year. Every game, every team is up so high for, and this one, no exception with the 3,000 fans here, and they've already played games at Gund Arena and that.
Yeah, when you have a 40-game winning streak, everyone's going to shoot for you. Last year they had 3 nail-biters in their trip to the state championship, so they can handle the pressure.
So Park in that 2-3 zone. Sam, uncharacteristic out of his man, but against these guys, you don't want that. Cedric Hall with the triple, and he can launch those. He just sits out there a la Jerry Amarante and kills you from about 25 feet. Sometimes even further, just as we saw against Cambridge. The lob to Zalaski, and he's fouled. And how did Howard get that over Houston?
I'll tell you, Eric Zalaski, Coach Andy was a little concerned about his play in the last game. He only had 1 rebound early in this contest tonight. Eric Zalaski's coming up big. On that fast break, he did a nice job of filling the lane. So Eric looks like he's given 110%, and we know he's that type of competitor.
Zalaski at the free throw line, not an uncommon sight for Patriot fans. Of course, nailing the big free throws in last year's state finals. We have an interesting little story about that. We'll give it to you later. And of course, he makes 2 there.
He's a 29% free throw shooter on the year. Just knocked down 2 in a row, just like the state championship last year, Mike.
And when David Houston goes to the free throw line, we'll finish our story. There's Houston, baseline, too strong, gets his own rebound up and good. David Houston follows, and at 6'6", it's not very hard to follow.
I'll tell you what, he's a wide body, and he's going to have the attention of the Park Patriots all evening.
Cruz a lob to Zalaski, and it's in and out. You're going to have to make those if you want to beat Zanesville. Here come the Blue Devils. Edwin Young to Hall. Up bacon jumper.
Cedric's outstanding quickness created that play.
Here come the Patriots. Goodwin on the other end from Freddie Howard.
Freddie Howard with another super assist. Darius Goodwin, great job of running the floor.
The track meet is on. 12-10, the Devils lead here early at the Palace. Inside to Seth Martin, and he's fouled on the way up, and they're already telling Zanesville, if you're going to beat us, you're going to shoot outside, and Zanesville has with Cedric Hall. He's their bomber.
Well, the reason Zanesville is such an outstanding team, they have the ability to score inside with Houston and Martin, and they have 3 outstanding perimeter players. Let's face it, there's a reason they won the state championship. 4 of these guys are returning starters. They have the ability to play the inside and outside game. Just a great team to watch, and
I knew there was a reason they were so good. They can do everything.
Not to mention some outstanding coaching, and Zanesville seems to have the total package.
Yeah, Scott Ehrenholt, class act, great guy to talk to, accommodate you. 6th year at Zanesville, spent some time coaching in Texas. Now is up here, doing a super job. Seth Martin, 1 of 2. The Patriots running. Jebbia from Howard, and Howard is having a great start with the assists.
Yeah, Freddie looks like the crowd's really got him pumped up, and this is the Freddie Howard we know that can play this way, and he's just one of the best passers I've ever seen on the high school level.
In Zanesville, short of not getting back on defense because no one has run with them this year with the exception of East Liverpool, but East Liverpool is no way as quick as Wheeling Park, so they're going to make some adjustments. Cedric Hall, another 3, in and out. Rebound by Goodwin, and he got rid of it. Howard, 3-on-2, the Park with numbers. Cruz has it stripped away, and now Young is out of bounds. What hustle.
Once again, Mike, the game of basketball, any game is won by rebounding. Park is doing an outstanding job of 1 and out. Zanesville's getting 1 shot, they make it or miss it. Park's getting a rebound and igniting that fast break with Freddie Howard delivering the ball.
Speaking of quick guards, number 10, ATN Norris, a 5'10 junior in the lineup for Zanesville.
There's something you don't see very often. Rafael Cruz getting his shot deflected. Edwin Young, just an outstanding defender, plays the total game.
And a nice kid, talking to him prior to the game. Very excited about being here, playing against Cruz. Here's Cruz, stripped right back to him, and he makes it. Tell you what, you challenge Rafael Cruz and he'll step up, and Edwin Young is going to. You're going to see a colossal battle with those two tonight. It just started.
This is the game I wanted to see because some nights Rafael's not challenged.
Right.
Tonight he will be.
Right. The Patriots seem to play towards the other team's ability, as was some of the experts' case against Steubenville the other night. Nonetheless, they're back at it tonight, and Zanesville will get the ball on the end line. And here is Pete Stokic, big number 20, 6'8". Sam was talking about some question that he might start Big Pete tonight to get him some more height, but he went with Zalaski, the banger, a little bit shorter than Pete.
As the season's developed, so has Pete Stokic, and as the Patriots head towards the tournament trail, he'll be playing a more and more important role.
Sharon Singleton, number 40, with the ball into the lineup for David Houston. Edwin Young with get a shot off. This is Etienne Norris. Penetrating and has it blocked by Stokic. The Park has numbers. Ahead to Howard. And they're going to call goaltending. A technical foul. A technical foul, not goaltending. Jim Pratty with a technical foul.
I don't think Coach Aaron Holt is real happy with that call, Mike.
Why would you say that?
Maybe the fact that I can't see the court right now.
How about Jeff Moore? Assistant coach Jeff Moore going crazy over here. He nearly got a tee himself. Cruz to shoot the free throw, and it's all good.
Raphael's a 73% free throw shooter. Does a nice job from the foul line.
The clutch lefty. And now Cruz getting into it, Tom. A little shaken early with the brick off the glass, but he's since settled down. Now the Park with a 16-13 lead.
Mike, the important part of this game is Park needed to stay close early to gain their confidence. I think they have it now. We're going to have a shootout at the Palace on the Hill.
Yes, that's one thing. Wheeling Park, we talked about this earlier. If they can gain their confidence early, this is going to be a game. Etienne Norris to Edwin Young. He has yet to get a shot off. He wants it on the wing. Cedric Hall, you got to get out on him.
Edwin's a tight player, though. He will not force a shot. He's a good team player. He lets the game come to him.
And you don't go to a Division I school on a scholarship and not be a good player. And Edwin Young is definitely, and Michael Jiffy gets a foul there.
Yeah, Mike, I talked to Coach Andy before the game. He stressed that they would play a 2-3 zone, but they're going to put a lot of pressure, try to double team the ball, and try to get Zanesville out of their offense.
A 2-3 zone from the Park. Haven't seen that since years ago. Sam, since 1974.
Yeah, give Sam credit. He's willing to mix it up just a little bit, and he's throwing a new wrinkle with the Blue Devils.
Yeah. They weren't about to let Zanesville take away and get easy layups. They're going to make them beat them from the perimeter. Cedric Hall's going to have a big game. There was some talk if Wheeling Park are going to slow it down or not, or they haven't yet. Hall, rather that's Young, no good. Seth Martin hammered by Stokic.
I'll tell you, Seth does an outstanding job of staying near the backboard. He's always going to get them offside rebounds. Seth's averaging about 10 rebounds a game, Mike, and just does an outstanding job on the glass.
Down to 17 seconds to go in the first quarter of the Park with a 16-13 lead here at the Palace, a place where they never usually lose. Now Martin at the free throw line. Back to our story earlier, Tom. We mentioned Zalaski's free throws. Go ahead with the other half of that.
Yeah, Seth Martin banked in a free throw so that they could win the state championship. So here it is, Zalaski, a 29% free throw shooter this year, makes two big ones down in Charleston. Seth Martin banks one in. As Coach Aaron Holt said, I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes.
And Seth told me he called it, so
I'm sure he did.
State championship. 16-15. Park will lose one shot here with 10 seconds to go. Howard, guarded by Hall. Howard, great up the penetration, pulls up long three. It's all good. Long three by Young. That's the end of the first quarter of action here at the Palace on the Hill. Wheeling Park 19 and Zanesville 15. We'll come back to a rockin' Park High after this timeout on News Channel 7 Sports.
It's the Stone & Thomas Red Dot Sale. Take 30% off the already marked down ticket price. Savings up to 65%. Now through Monday at Stone & Thomas. Don't miss it.
If you're an accident victim, you might think, do I have any rights left? Some politicians and insurance companies are trying to make you feel guilty if you've been injured. Well, they'd like to take away your rights, but someone is still there, ready to help you.
Gold, Corey, and Turak. We speak for the injured victim. Call 845-9750.
Experienced trial attorneys still care about your rights. As long as innocent people are needlessly injured, they'll be with you every step of the way.
Everyone is going to Stone & Thomas Warehouse Sale at Lane A and 4th Street in Wheeling. Save 40 to 60% on furniture, housewares, mattresses, TVs, boom boxes, luggage, sheets, towels, cookware, and draperies. Consolidated from all 20 stores and coming to Stone & Thomas in Wheeling now through Monday.
Hi, this is Chris Miller for Chris Miller Furniture with news about the 11th Annual Ohio Valley Winter Furniture Sale. We at Chris Miller Furniture are going all out to offer the best values to our customers. Living rooms, bedrooms, bedding, recliners, and more, all on sale 35 to 50% off, in stock or special order. In addition, you don't need cash at Chris Miller Furniture. Pay for your purchase with nothing down and no finance charge for 24 months. That's 0% interest for 2 full years during the 11th Annual Ohio Valley Winter Furniture Sale, only at Chris Miller Furniture in downtown Wheeling.
Big Boy announces the closest thing to a free lunch. Free soup, salad, and fruit bar. It's the Big Boy Lunchtime Special. Just buy one of our sandwich combinations and get our all-you-can-eat soup, salad, and fruit bar free. Sink your teeth into a Big Boy double-decker, our one-of-a-kind Slim Jim, grilled chicken, and more. Then warm your bones with our homemade soup and toss a fresh salad free. Lunch is better at Big Boy because Big Boy starts with better stuff.
News Channel 7, where the weather is guaranteed and free. This News Channel 7 sports special presentation of OVAC Hoops Replay. The Wheeling Park Patriots versus the Wheeling Central Maroon Knights is brought to you by these proud sponsors. True Value Hardware, conveniently located on Washington Avenue in Wheeling, where customer service comes first. No one knows brakes like the Brake Shop, 430 National Road in Fulton. Free estimates are standard at the Brake Shop. And CW Lee Graphics in Warwood, specializing in screen printing of hats, signs, jackets, and sweatshirts for your school or organization.
The car dealer should be there when you're ready to buy. You should also be there whenever you need to keep your car looking at its best. At Sam Ann and Ford Mercury, we're proud to present the latest addition to our quality of service family that you've been depending on for over 37 years. Our new state-of-the-art body shop is now open and is the most modern facility in the area. We can restore your car to its original condition and handle your insurance claims efficiently. Customers don't just get a great deal, they get peace of mind. See me in Ford Mercury in Moundsville, home of the no-pressure deal.
Videographers, television news wouldn't be the same without them. There's no glory, no glamour, just plain hard workers with enough guts and pride to take on every challenging assignment that day-to-day news coverage can deliver. Combining know-how with their many years of television experience, News Channel 7's videographers bring you news video from around the Ohio Valley that brings light into your living room. News Channel 7, where the news is, you'll find the Ohio Valley's finest videographers.
Back to Wheeling Park High School, Mike Anthony, Tom Bear, Bechtel. 1 quarter, Tom. What do you think so far?
Well, I think Park has delivered the first punch of this fight, and it'll be interesting to see how Zanesville responds. We know they're outstanding champions. They will respond, but right now, Sam Ann has got to be happy with the play of his Patriots.
3 more quarters for the Patriots, with the lead on the number 4 ranked team in the nation, the Zanesville Blue Devils, the defending Division I state champs in Ohio, which is not an easy task to accomplish. 40 straight. Freddie Howard, 5-second violation.
We talked about Cedric Hall. He's a great on-the-ball, one-on-one defender. That time he showed it. Got the 5-second count.
And Howard, John, a little earlier, telling Hall he can't guard him. That time he guarded him for at least 5 seconds. Seth Martin, too hard. Rebound by Cruz up with the Giants. The Park wants to run. Cruz to Jebbia, off Mike's leg or off of Jerry Meyer's leg, and it'll stay Wheeling Park basketball.
Wheeling Park has looked time and time again to get that transition game going. Mike, that's their big chance. If they can keep running, make the Blue Devils play their pace, they have a good chance of coming out with a victory here tonight.
Cruz going strong, too strong. Martin with the rebound. Park still in that 2-3. Good one out really far on Hall. Seth Martin. Myers lets one loose. Here come the Patriots. Cruz. Oh, going to the rack. Lefty over Cedric Hall.
We haven't seen anyone like Raphael take that ball to the hoop. That's his forte, Mike.
With some style on that one, we'll give him a 9-5.
That was a Danish, Mike.
And it is off of Cruz on the bench.
Looks like Zanesville's going to get a timeout here.
The Blue Devils take a timeout here, and we mentioned about the Zanesville Blue Devils, Tom, and having a couple of games at the Gund Arena in Cleveland where the Cavaliers play, and I was talking to Coach Aaron Holt about that and said that arena was primarily packed. You're not going to sell that one out for a high school game, but they were big-time scouts at all those games, and the teams they played weren't too shabby either.
Well, it was a preliminary to an NBA game, so that certainly helps. They played an outstanding team in Lakewood St. Edwards. We had a chance to see those two teams last summer. Wheeling Recreation Shootout, I'm a little familiar with that tournament.
Sure.
And Lakewood St. Edwards beat Zanesville in the finals. I might add, though, Seth Martin was away at an AAU tournament. So Lakewood St. Edwards, they have a young man named Clancy. His father played a little pro football for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Clancy.
Jebbia, Stokic wants it. Michael drives, and they're going to get a hold on Myers. In the lane, Donnie Giffen with the call. Good call, Donnie.
I'll tell you, Zanesville does a great job of on-the-ball defense. Just outstanding. All three of their defenders come out, get right up tight, put tough pressure on the ball.
25-18, the Patriots lead. They had a 4-point lead at the end of the first. Goodwin to Cruz. Turn around over Young, and he got it.
I'll Tell you what, that's a big-time matchup there. Raphael has 8 points already, as does Michael Jebbia.
Seth Martin drives on Stokic and gets hammered. All three officials make the call. If you allow Martin to keep catching it in there, he's just going to back you in.
Yeah.
Wheeling Park's going to front him.
Yeah, he's just a big, strong kid, and quite frankly, you have to keep the basketball out of his hands, because if he gets the ball in tight like that, he's going to take Pete Stokic and others to the rack.
Martin at the free throw line will shoot 2. And he rattles it home. Martin, pretty good free throw shooter. Knocks that home. 27-19 at this point. 4:53 to go in the half. Got it. 27-20. It's a 7-point Patriot lead.
Tell you, it's easy to see why all the Division I schools are looking at Seth. He's just an outstanding player.
Cruz going to the rack, and I think they got Young for a chop. Oh, they got
that foul was called on Edwin Young. That's his second. We still got 4:45 remaining in his second quarter, and he's got his hands full with Raphael Cruz right now.
Woo! And we mentioned it. Cruz steps it up when he has to, because you just seem to see him play against teams that aren't as talented and sort of go through the motions, get a big enough lead, and sort of relax. Tonight, 4 quarters go for Rapp, and if he gets in foul trouble early, which he's done in the past, he'll have to sit. But as of right now, played the whole first quarter and a half.
Yeah, he hasn't picked up a foul, and that's the one improvement we've seen in Raphael throughout this season. He's learned to play a little bit better defense, and he's not getting into foul trouble that he did earlier in the season.
And he knows it. He told me that earlier in the year. He wants to stay away from those little fouls. And here's a steal. Jebbia. Reverse. And it's all good for Michael Jebbia.
And he's only a sophomore. He's only a sophomore, Mike. I keep reminding myself that.
30-20, the Park back to the biggest lead at 10. A near turnover. Martin gets it back out to Edwin Young. How about that spin move? And it's off Goodwin. Edwin Young going to start showcasing some of his talents, Tom.
Yeah, well, there's a natural tendency when you get down. Everybody wants to pick their game up a little bit, but right now the Blue Devils need to settle down, run their offense. They'll get back in this game real quick, but they don't need one-on-one play. They haven't got to where they're at right now by playing one-on-one. They need to get back into the team game.
Park up by 10. It's their second 10-point lead of the night. It led 25-15 and now 30-20. And Jim Pratty has a foul on the drive. It's on Darius Goodwin. That's number 1 on Goodwin. And Wheeling Park has stayed out of foul trouble so far early, Tom. That's a key.
Yeah, let's talk about the 2-3 zone, too. It's given Zanesville fits in the first 12 minutes of this game. They're going to have to adjust to that in this quarter and in the second half.
Hall has already burned him out there a couple of times. Now Park is getting out on him. Myers to Seth Martin. He loves the baseline. Going to the rack, count it.
Tell you what, he's shown an uncanny ability to take the ball to the basket.
How about the agility for the 6'7" junior?
Well, he's a big-time player. We knew that coming in, and he's going to get some points tonight.
Schools like Pitt, UNLV, other schools looking at him. Howard forces one up. Goodwin battles for it, but Houston, who is back into the ball game, gets the rebound. Now the Blue Devils want to run. Edwin Young, nice bounce to Martin. Get that out of here. Darius Goodwin left-handed. Houston. This is Young, in and out. Cruz with the rebound, and here come the Park. Jebbia going strong to the rack.
Zanesville needs to get back, Mike. They can't allow Michael Jebbia to shoot layups because he'll make them every time.
Michael with 12 points already. 32-22, the Park. 3 minutes to go in the first half.
I'll tell you right now, Mike, I think the Patriots have the Blue Devils a little bit back on their heels.
Singleton is back in, along with Norris. ATN Norris with the basketball. Swinging around to Hall. Singleton, and here's Hall, 3, no good. Fight for the rebound, Jebbia has it. The park with numbers. Cruz one-on-one, and he goes to the rack.
I'll tell you what, Mike, the team that shoots the most layups wins a basketball game 99% of the time. Tonight, Park is shooting a lot of layups.
Timeout Zanesville. It's Park's biggest lead at 34 to 22. 2:28 to go in the first half. And we'll take a timeout and come back to a sold-out Palace. It's rocking. The Park by 12. This is the News Channel 7 High School Hoops Game of the Week.
Whiteside Auto Dealers 96 Blast Off! 3 giant dealerships, slashing prices on every new and used car, truck, and van in stock. Special financing available now. Huge rebates, giant discounts. Buy today and make no payments till next summer. See an amazing inventory of over 800 vehicles, including a limited selection of super discounted 95s. Register to win door prizes, including a trip to Disney World, courtesy of Belmont Monroe AAA. Whiteside St. Clairsville, Bob's of Barnesville, Whiteside Cambridge. If you don't have a Whiteside sticker on your car, you've paid too much.
For 146 years, Wheeling Hospital has provided exceptional health care. Wheeling Hospital continues to work with all insurance providers in the warm, friendly convenience of the Medical Park campus. We continue to carry on our charitable history of providing healing with the human touch. The staff, physicians, and volunteers of Wheeling Hospital pledge to be the leader in providing state-of-the-art medical care.
The family of O.J. Simpson. They've stood by his side through the entire ordeal. But how did they manage to cope with such heartache?
They literally have leaned on the Lord in this time of darkness.
It's an intimate look at how the Simpsons are surviving. Exclusive, O.J.'s Family Healing. Then, Baywatch bombshell Gina Lee Nolan clears the air about her feuds with Pamela Lee.
And she will welcome you with open arms.
Gina Lee, the new queen of the beach, on hard copy.
Friday, late night at 2 a.m. on News Channel 7.
Woohoo! It's crunch time at Crazy Charlie's Car Lot.
At Lucky Louie's Lot, we got low prices and no lemons.
Don't you get tired of hearing all those screaming ads? There's so many car dealers to choose from nowadays, and they all look the same. Wouldn't it be nice to come to a car dealer who's upfront and serious about selling you a car without causing you a headache? Take a drive to Sammy Ann and Ford Mercury in Moundsville. Great deals, dependable service, and no nonsense.
OVAC Hoops on News Channel 7, Friday night at 11:35, Zanesville and Wheeling Park. Be here for all the action Friday night on News Channel 7. This News Channel 7 sports special presentation of OVAC Hoops Replay. The Wheeling Park Patriots versus the Wheeling Central Maroon Knights is brought to you by these proud sponsors. True Value Hardware, conveniently located on Washington Avenue in Wheeling, where customer service comes first. No one knows brakes like the Brake Shop, 430 National Road in Fulton. Free estimates are standard at the Brake Shop. And CW Lee Graphics in Warwood, specializing in screen printing of hats, signs, jackets, and sweatshirts for your school or organization.
West Virginia ranks third in the nation with the highest rate of illiteracy. A report by the U.S. Department of Education estimates that more than 180,000 West Virginians aged 20 and over read below the 4th grade level. For more information on how you can help, call the Literacy Volunteers of Ohio and Marshall County at 304-232-0511.
.34-22, the Park by 12. And if we would have really done our research on this game, I wonder if Zanesville's ever been down by 12 this season.
I'll tell you what, I highly doubt it. They've only had 2 close contests throughout the season. We've already alluded to the Cambridge game. That was 39-38. We know they weren't down in that one. And the St. Ed's game went double overtime. Other than that, they've won every game by 10 or more points. So I highly doubt that we don't know for a fact, but I highly doubt it, Mike. And it's a very unusual situation. They need to respond. They got 228. I'm sure Coach Aaron Holt would like to cut it below double digits.
Right.
And, like I said, they just need to get back playing their team game. That's what got them where they're at. They need to get back into the team play.
And I'm sure Coach Aaron Holt drew something up for this 2-3 zone. And they'll get a cheapie on Jebbia. Blocking foul. And it'll be a major psychological lift for Wheeling Park to go in at halftime with the lead.
Well, I think right now, Mike, there's no question. Park has gained all the confidence they need. It's just a matter now of playing basketball, and they realize they can play with Zanesville. But hey, Zanesville will be back. This was a long way from being over.
Yes.
And they're a very solid team. I'm sure Edwin Young's going to step up his game, and believe me, we got a long way to go in this one.
Yeah, and any fan who thinks this game is over should.
No, don't waste your time with those thoughts.
Are you kidding?
Zanesville's an outstanding team, and I'm sure Parks Coach Sam Andy's really happy to be where he's at, but believe me, there's 18+ minutes to go in this one.
Young money on both free throws, touching the nylon. 34-24. It's back to 10. The Park maybe run some time here. No, Cruz going to the goal. Too strong. Darius Goodwin misses the bunny. Zalaski misses. Goodwin. Oh, Park with 4 chances to go back to 12 there.
That was a real tough possession. They missed 3 shots from real close in range.
Edwin Young. Uh-oh, here he comes.
Big-time players step up in big games. Welcome, Edwin Young.
Signed and sealed at Dayton University. 34-26, and now he's nodding at Cruz. I'm here. I'm into this one now, baby. Goodwin driving on Martin. Has it knocked away.
Tell you what, Martin showed a little bit of defense on that play. Darius is a pretty quick player. That stepped in there and forced the turnover.
And Sam, John, a little bit of Bruce Ruthers.
Yeah, Sam's going to work real hard in this game, but as usual, that falls upon deaf ears, Mike.
Martin. He's swinging around to Cedric Hall. ATN Norris. And it's stolen by Cruz. It'll stay Wheeling Park basketball. You gotta love Sam on down on that side.
Yeah, Sam, he always works. He always works extremely hard.
And speaking of Sam, great to see Sandy Andy, the Wheeling Park #1 fan, back up here tonight. And Tom made my night when Sandy noticed me in the office, gave me a big kiss. Oh man, that was great.
Well, we've already referred. She's just a great human being, and we wish her nothing but the best. And she's had an outstanding recovery so far, and extended good wishes to Sandy. Just a great person.
Seth Martin in the paint. Now the lead is back down to 8, 34-28. Cruz going strong, and he lays it in. That's where the Park has to go with Cruz and Jebbia.
Yeah, as long as Cruz can drive to the hoop, Park's going to score a lot of points.
Seth Martin, 4-footer, lettuce. Oh boy.
He's got a nice looking stroke, but they need to stop penetration.
Cruz to Goodwin. He missed another bunny. Jebbia, follow. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you, Michael has come up big this year in around the basket. I never dreamed that he'd be that type of scorer around the basket as a sophomore, but he stepped up his game unbelievably.
He went up over Martin. 6'7", Seth Martin. Martin thought he had the rebound, and Jebbia tipped it in. No shot. Foul on the floor. Donnie Giffen, I think there was no shot on that one.
Yeah, I'm not real sure, but I think about after the 5th pump fake by Donnie, he indicates that no shot. Darius Goodwin, number 34, picks up the foul. That's his second, Mike.
We mentioned if Howard gets going with the assist, which he has 5 or 6 good ones tonight, and Jebbia and Cruz can score. Jebbia 14 so far, Cruz with 13. Wheeling Park's going to go right down to the wire with this one. They already have the lead by 8. 7.
There's only 6 seconds remaining in this half, and to Zanesville's credit, they were down 12 at one time. They've snuck back in there. They got a chance to cut it to 6. They come up with the defensive stop. Coach Aaronholt's got to be pleased with the last couple minutes of this half.
Park had a 12-point lead. It's now down to 7. Edwin Young at the free throw line with 6 seconds. Coach Aaronholt yelling, please do not foul Seth. Seth Martin, no foul. We have some debris on the floor.
Say those referees have some keen eyes, don't they? I think it's a couple pennies or something.
The Park with a 6-point lead and 6.2 to go. Undoubtedly the last shot of the half. And now Zalaski gets it into Jebbia. The Park for Jebbia. Gets it over to Cruz, and he throws it out of bounds.
I'll tell you, Michael got away with the walk there. He threw the ball out of bounds.
38-32.
They've only got 0.8 of a second, Mike. It's got to be a real quick shot.
And Seth Martin throws it off the board to Cruz. He launches one. And that nearly goes. It might still go.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
That would have been the shot of the century.
Oh, my God. That is the end of the first half of action here at Wheeling Park High School. 38-32. Wheeling Park with the lead. Tom Bechtel, first half analysis, and then we'll take a break.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of great emotion here tonight, Mike. We've seen an outstanding first half. Expect even more in the second.
Wheeling Park's gotten great play out of their big three, Howard, Cruz, and Jebbia, and equal good play out of the big men from Zanesville, Martin and Houston. And Edwin Young is starting to catch fire. Luckily for the Park, the halftime break comes, and things will cool down and undoubtedly heat up in the second half. We'll come back with the second half after this timeout on News Channel 7 Sports.
Before Bill changed jobs, we wanted to make sure we could have our baby at Ohio Valley Medical Center. And that's why we're glad that OVMC now accepts the health plan.
We have a lot of tough decisions to make.
But now it's easy to choose OVMC.
And now we welcome the 95,000 members of the health plan to share in our care at OVMC.
Sharing the quality of health care at OVMC.
A lot of places seem to think a good value just means a low price. I think it's only a value if it tastes good. That's why we make things fresh on Wendy's 99-cent Super Value menu.
Right now, you can choose Wendy's 99-cent old-fashioned country fried steak sandwich. It's lightly breaded, cooked to a golden brown, and served with lettuce and mayonnaise. And where else but Wendy's can you enjoy your country fried steak with a Caesar side salad, baked potato, or even a Frosty for just 99 cents each on Wendy's Super Value menu.
Better food makes it a better value.
At Kiwi Bench, 36th and Jacob Streets in Wheeling, you can buy it your way. During the 11th Annual Ohio Valley Winter Furniture Sale, you can buy with up to 12 months interest-free terms, no payment due for up to 12 months, and no down payment. Or pay cash and deduct an additional 5% off the lowest price you see. Save a guaranteed 20 to 60% off. Kiwi Bench, 36th and Jacob Streets in Wheeling. For 98 years, your furniture store, and now at Kiwi Bench, you can buy it your way.
I said, you're on the verge of giving the opportunity to Wheeling of really making Super 6 the very tote pride of West Virginia.
Once again, News Channel 7 salutes Sam Mumley, Eric Carter, and all those who helped bring the Super 6 back to the Ohio Valley for the next 2 years. Congratulations, Sam and Eric, for doing whatever it takes.
Kitchen Recipes is back again, and it's your chance to have your favorite recipe announced on News Channel 7, right from your kitchen. Simply take your favorite recipe to one of these sponsors, or mail it to Kitchen Recipes in care of WTRF TV. Also include your name, address, and daytime phone number. Don't forget to include your exact recipe. Each week, a favorite recipe will be selected in a random drawing from all entries received. And you might be the lucky person. Additionally, in February, TV7 will select a grand prize winner in a live random drawing from all entries received. Here's what you could win.
Hi, I'm Mike Carney from Bordy Incorporated, and we're giving away an Admiral refrigerator, range, dishwasher, and microwave oven.
Hi, I'm Dan Shea from Wheeling Distribution Center. We'll be giving away Star Mark cabinets, post-form countertops, stainless steel sink, and a Delta faucet.
Hi, I'm Dave West from Johnson Boiler Works. We will be giving away a Rheem 3-ton 11-seer add-on heat pump.
That's Kitchen Recipes every Tuesday in the news at noon and 6 p.m. on News Channel 7.
Here's an example of News Channel 7's bottom line commitment to news. During the first 30 minutes of our 6 p.m. news, Monday through Friday, we have only 2 commercial breaks. A few months ago, we eliminated breaks so that more airtime could be devoted to local news coverage. If other stations are as committed to news as much as we are, why do they have 5 commercial breaks during the same time period? Remember, we have 2, they have 5. News Channel 7, where the news is a total commitment.
Guaranteed weather only on News Channel 7.
Ready for the second half of action here at a sold-out Wheeling Park High School. About 3,000 watching 2 big school champs go at it. Wheeling Park, Class AAA state champ defending, and the Division I state champs in Ohio, Zanesville. We've seen a big old heavyweight fight going on. Both heavyweights going back and forth. 38-32 in favor of the Patriots. Here are your halftime stats. Scoring for Wheeling Park, Michael Jevius had an outstanding first half with 14. Cruz, an equally good first half, 13. Zalaski, 4. Goodwin, 4. And Howard, 3. But more importantly, his ball handling and his assists. For the Blue Devils, Cedric Hall with the 8. Jerry Myers, 3. Seth Martin with the 11. Edwin Young held down in check by Cruz. He has 6, and David Houston with the 4. And we are back to action here in the second half. Strap yourselves in. Same starting 5 for both 2 teams. Edwin Young with the ball on Michael Jebbia, the park in that 2-3 zone. I'm sure Coach Aaron Holt made some adjustments. Swing around to Cedric Hall, in and out. He's cold so far, Tom, and Wheeling Park will give him that shot as long as he misses it.
Yeah, Cruz and Jebbia had 12 baskets in the first half. Most of them were of the fast break variety. I'm sure Coach Aaron Holt made some adjustments. Get back a little quicker on D.
Howard throws it away. Zanesville in their man-to-man. Still. Edwin Young drives, dishes. Seth Martin in the lane.
Edwin Young is just a steady performer. He does whatever it takes. Big time assist right there.
Cruz into Zalaski. Back to Cruz. Rapp drives and gets hit by Edwin Young.
Big foul there, Mike. That's Edwin's 3rd. He's going to have to be careful. He's got to be careful for the remainder of this quarter.
3 on Edwin Young. His younger brother Travis would love to be playing in this game. Usually there's 6 man off the bench. Ankle injury. He's out for virtually the season. Coach Aaron Holt would love to have him back to the playoffs, but it looks right now that he's out for a long time indefinitely.
He's expected back in 3 to 4 weeks. Hopefully back in time for the tournament.
Boy, and Park sloppy on the inbound. Young streaks down the middle and loses it. Loose ball. Jerry Myers just inside the arc.
I'll tell you, we talked about Jerry. He's a solid shooter. Nice looking touch on that one.
6-point halftime lead is down to 2. 38-36. Zalaski up and under. Houston too strong. Nobody on the boards for the Park.
We talked about David Houston all night long. He's a solid rebounder for the Blue Devils, and that's what they need. Defense and rebounding out of David Houston.
They get it back in the middle again inside to Seth Martin, and Cruz takes it off of him. And then nearly dives out of bounds and gets hurt, but what play. And Wheeling Park has to start denying that inside pass. They're putting someone at the foul line, then they're dumping it down lower. Wheeling Park has to stop that.
Yeah, Zanesville's playing a little bit of a high-low game there. They're going to try to kick the ball inside to Martin or Houston, and Zanesville likes the half-court game. They can play all dances, but they like the half-court.
And as we said there, Zalaski tried to get to the spot before Houston, and Zalaski fouled him.
Yeah, right now this is a 2-point game, Mike. The key in the next 14 minutes is going to be what type of game, what tempo, which team dictates tempo. Half-court game, I got to like Zanesville's chances. Up and down, Parks look pretty good tonight.
In Zanesville's coach just told Jerry Myers he'll have a defensive change. They're going to put Myers on Cruz next trip down. Edwin Young going to the rack, missing. Loose ball. Young puts it back up. Houston stays with it. And it gets clobbered. And then Martin follows.
That was an outstanding offensive glass attack by the Zanesville Blue Devils.
And we have a foul on Jerry Myers' block on the baseline. Coach Aaron Holt up by half court.
Yeah. On that last possession down there, Zanesville just ate up the glass. They did a great job of keeping the ball alive. Finally, it got Seth Martin's hands in close like that. He's deadly.
Stokic had a decent first half and Goodwin. They have to start out and get some more confidence here in the second half. Regain that confidence, I might say. It's back to even, 38 all. Jebbia baseline short. Stokic knocks it away, and it'll stay. Oh, actually, it's going down to Zanesville. Stokic hit it from behind.
As you mentioned, Edwin Young has switched defensive assignments, and Cedric Hall's going to have to come up big in this third quarter.
Yeah, and the Zanesville crowd standing, every one of them on the other side. What an atmosphere, Tom Bechtel. Seth Martin gets fouled and scores. 40-38, Zanesville back into the lead.
I'll tell you, Seth Martin loves that left baseline. When he gets the ball in tight there, he takes it directly to the hoop, drew the foul. He's got a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. Coach Sam Andy doesn't like what he's seeing, gets a quick timeout.
Good call by Coach Andy getting a timeout there. And his Patriots walking to the timeout bench here. Cruz might be tired. He's huffing.
Yeah, Raphael did not practice on Wednesday. Had a little minor injury, so that may have an effect on him in the remainder of this game.
38 for Wheeling Park. And they've had 38 since the half. They haven't scored yet.
Yeah, the great thing about this game, Mike, is February 16th out in Zanesville, Ohio, we get to do it all over again.
40-38, Zanesville leads by a deuce. And if Wheeling Park doesn't deny that inside game for Zanesville, they're in trouble.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. If Zanesville can get the ball in tight, Martin, Houston, they're highly effective. So far in the second half, they've done a nice job kicking the ball in low.
And Wheeling Park get the score here in the second half. They've been outscored 8-0 so far, and Seth Martin going to the line trying to make that 9-0. (41-38), Zanesville. Back to that man, they have Edwin Young guarding Jebbia now. They put Jerry Myers on Cruz. They want to stay away from Young because he has 3 fouls. Howard pull up. Rebounded by Goodwin. Jebbia, long triple. In and out, fight for the ball. And Cedric Hall has it, and the Devils want to run. 3-on-2. Hall, no good. Goodwin with the loose ball, tied up.
Just a lot of activity here, Mike. I know you're having a real tough time seeing. It's tough to see through those coaches. We just got to do the best we can, buddy.
41-38, the Park with the basketball. They'll get it over.
I'll tell you, Zanesville's done a nice job in the half-court defense, Mike. In this third quarter, they've done a great job of shutting down the Park offense.
Cruz going to the rack. He gets fouled by Myers.
Park has had a 3-minute, 17-second dry spell, Mike. Raphael's going to step to the line here. It'll be the first point for the Park in this half if he can knock it down.
Finally, Jim Pratty settles down the Zanesville coaching staff. He's been up near half court on a number of occasions. Jim Pratty, one of the expert officials in the OVAC, getting Coach Aaron Holt back in his box. And coaches will get out of that box a while.
I'll tell you what, I think the officials done a real nice job tonight, letting the kids play some basketball, but when needed, they step in and blow the whistle. That's what I love to see in these type of games. I hate to see guys over officiate. These guys are doing a great job letting the kids play.
Cruz at the free throw line, nails it. 1-point lead now for the Blue Devils, 41-40. Now Park will go back to that zone. Cedric Hall underneath to Seth Martin. Nice up fake. No shot on the floor. Great call. Goodwin nailed him on the floor on the rebound. Goodwin gets the foul.
Yeah, that's Darius's third, and the big fellows from Zanesville have made a living on that low baseline.
Cedric Hall can launch him in and out again. He's been cold. Seth Martin too strong, and Cruz gets a big rebound. But Mark with another defensive board. One of the few they've gotten here in the second half, but a lot in the first half. Cruz against Hall. Little bump. And a foul will be called on one of the Blue Devils. It's on Seth Martin first.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion on that play, Mike, but the referee finally come over, had a blocking foul on Seth Martin.
Cruz, nice fake. Jebbia in some traffic. Strong. Stokic traveled.
I'll tell you, Mike, there's some real battling going on underneath that glass, and Pete Stokic did a nice job of going after the basketball, but unfortunately for the Patriots, he was called for traveling.
Now Bruce Ruther's taking some criticism over there in the front row. Bruce done a nice job on the nice game. 41-40, Zanesville with the lead. Now there's a trap. Edwin Young, Cedric Hall, short again. Hall, a terrible shooting night as of late. Now Cruz is being hounded by Hall. Gives it up to Howard. And we have a hold on Norris.
Yeah, Etienne just got a little bit overzealous there. He grabbed Freddie Howard. I'll tell you, that's an outstanding matchup. Cedric Hall on Rafael Cruz. That's just quick on quick. An outstanding defender, outstanding offensive player. That's what all these fans pay their money to see, Mike.
Jerry Myers was guarding Cruz. Now it goes back to Hall. Well, Hall is actually guarding Howard now.
They've switched off now, but
they put Young on Jebbia. And it's Norris guarding Cruz. A little mismatch there, about 4 inches. Jebbia, too strong on the three. He has gone cold in the second half. Goodwin, in and out. Cruz way up for the rebound. And it went in! Rafael Cruz in trouble, falling on his tail end.
I'll tell you what, Mike, it looked like he was walking up a ladder to get that rebound. Oh, talk about elevation.
Seth Martin might be a little tired, it looks like. He's huffing and puffing. He hasn't come out of the game yet. ATN Norris swings it around. There's Martin on the baseline. No good. Rebound by Zaleski. He's grabbed.
Eric Zaleski has certainly responded this evening. Like I said, Sam was a little disappointed the other night against Steubenville. He only came up with one rebound. Tonight, doing a good job on the glass. He and Rafael and Darius have just done an outstanding job on the backboard tonight.
And Eric, another one of the Patriots that loves a challenge, and he will step up in big games. Howard, inside to Zaleski, and it's in and out. Jebbia, rebound, puts it up and misses. Oh, Michael missed a bunny. And Jebbia can't throw in the ocean in the second half so far.
Yeah, that foul's going to be whistled on Darius Goodwin. That's his fourth. Looks like Sam's going to have to go to his bench, Mike.
Yeah, 42-41, Wheeling Park with the lead. 2.5 to go, and Zaleski grabs David Houston.
Real quickly, two of the Park's main rebounders have picked up 4 fouls. That one's on Eric Zaleski. That's his fourth. Couple big foul calls here against the Park, and Kevin Stake has just checked in. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sam goes to his bench for another sub.
And this is what it's all about. Tom Bechtel, exciting high school basketball on News Channel 7 Sports.
Fortunately for the Park, we've talked all season, they have a 4-headed monster in a low post. Big time shot by Cedric Hall.
And there's Hall lighting it up now. If he gets hot, look out. Jebbia, can he answer the triple? In and out. Houston rebound. Now the Devils with a run. 3-on-3, and Howard took it off him. And Freddie's going to go the length of the floor. And it's stolen by Hall. How about Hall's quickness catching up to Howard?
That was Etienne Norris, Mike. I know your vision was blocked, but that was number 10, Norris. Did a great job of deflecting the basketball.
Did Norris make up some ground or what on that? Howard had a 20-foot lead.
Outstanding quickness. As we talked about, Pete Stokes has checked into the the Patriot lineup. I've been doing too many Wheeling College games.
I hear you.
He checks into the Patriot lineup, and he and Kevin Stake are going to have to come up big here in the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter.
Cruz with an easy one, gets hit and fouled. But I'm sure Jay DeFriscia doesn't mind you pumping up Wheeling Jesuit.
No, I saw Jay and Danny Young in attendance here with a lot of other basketball fans tonight. What about Rafael Cruz? I mean, time and time again, he just does an outstanding job taking the ball to the hoop, Mike.
Foul was on Norris. That's only his second. Cruz will go to the free throw line in a shaky third quarter for the Park with just 4 points. 19 and 19 in the first and second respectively. Very balanced. And we said off the air at halftime, Tom, very well balanced first half of the Park. They'll have to regain their confidence in the second.
Fortunate for the Patriots, they're only down 2.
Yeah. Make that one, and Cruz is starting to regain his touch. How about if Cruz and Hall both get started here in the second half? This might be in the hundreds. Because they can light it up quickly.
Don't get carried away there, Mike.
You know how quickly they can light it up, T.
56 points in a quarter, I would be lighting it up.
Okay, you got me.
I love your excitement, though.
Thank you. Norris gets it to Houston. Hall, 3-ball, lettuce.
I'll tell you, Coach Aaron Holt told me that any of their players could step up. Hall stepping up big in this quarter.
Now Howard right back at it. No time to celebrate. 1:15 to go. And Freddie throws it away. Devils running. Foul and a basket.
Are these Blue Devil guards quick or what? Not many times is Wheeling Park going to step on the court. Are they going to step on the court and be out quick? But in this quarter right now with Norris and Hall and Young, the Blue Devils are showing some outstanding quickness.
Wow. We saw Norris track down Howard on a breakaway. And now we've seen Norris run the break and get a foul on Jebbia. And now David Houston gets a deserved break, 6'6".
Well, Coach Aaron Holt, he's going to miss Edwin Young next year. He's been a 3-year starter. But Etienne Norris, the heir apparent to Edwin's job.
Yeah, but Coach Aaron Holt said he's going to try to keep Edwin Young for another year if he can.
I'm sure he'd love to. What coach wouldn't?
Jebbia to Howard. Under a minute to go in the third. It's a 7-point lead. Zanesville's biggest. Howard to Stokes, and he throws it away off Pete's hands.
That was a nice look by Freddie Howard. Unfortunately, Pete Stokes couldn't find a handle. Zanesville has a 7-point lead. It'll be interesting to see if they elect to hold for one here, Mike.
I think they will. Scott Aaron Holt with the one finger up. And they throw it away. Howard to Jebbia. Hall was there, but Jeb lays it in. That's a big basket for Park.
Yeah, Michael's been solid throughout the third quarter. He gets a hoop there. Hope he gets his confidence back and cut the margin down to 5.
Norris quickly. Hall was alone over here if they swing it around.
I'm sure this time they'll elect to take the last shot.
10 seconds. Jebbia on Cedric Hall. And they get Michael Jebbia on a foul with 3 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate foul. I don't think Cedric was going to have a real good look at the bucket there. Referee Don Giffens indicating it will be a 1-on-1 foul. That is 17 fouls, so the Blue Devils are in the bonus, Mike.
Scott Aaron Holt wanted a shooting foul.
Yeah, I think he was begging there a little bit, but
Cedric Hall's range is out here. He shoots them from back home.
Oh, he definitely has that range, but when you have your back to the basket, it's tough to shoot the ball, Mike.
Good call, Donnie Giffen. Hall launches him up there. A la your boy Jerry Amarante. We mentioned that earlier. He just reminds you of Jer.
I'll tell you what.
It might be a little quicker than Jer, but they can both shoot the ball.
Just a tad. Yeah, Cedric showed great ability to shoot the ball, and he also brings a strong defensive prowess to this lineup. And
3 seconds. Howard to launch at the horn. And it's in and out.
I think that would have brought the house down, Mike.
Woo. Zanesville with an impressive third quarter, especially the defensive end. 52-45, the Blue Devils at the end of 3. Back to Wheeling Park after this timeout on News Channel 7 Sports.
Fox Run Hospital.
I'm so worried about my son. He's staying out all hours.
What a hassle.
I think he might be taking drugs.
The school just called again. They've suspended my son for the last time. We don't know what to do with him.
My granddaughter's stealing money from my purse. I'm frightened. I think she's buying drugs.
Teen drug abuse is ruining lives and devastating families. It's up to you to take that first step.
My son needs help.
There is a way out. Call Fox Run Hospital.
Rolling along, moving with America. Moving along.
Blyfus Tire keeps you rolling along with their exclusive road hazard guarantee, free. No prorated charge, no labor charge, no tax. Your tire is replaced absolutely free. Call for details. It's Blyfus Tire's way of thanking their Ohio Valley customers for making them number one.
Along, moving with America.
Big Boy announces the closest thing to a free lunch. Free soup, salad, and fruit bar. It's the Big Boy Lunchtime Special. Just buy one of our sandwich combinations and get our all-you-can-eat soup, salad, and fruit bar free. Sink your teeth into a Big Boy double-decker, our one-of-a-kind Slim Jim, grilled chicken, and more. Then warm your bones with our homemade soup and toss a fresh salad free. Lunch is better at Big Boy because Big Boy starts with better stuff.
Hi, this is Chris Miller for Chris Miller Furniture with news about the 11th Annual Ohio Valley Winter Furniture Sale. We at Chris Miller Furniture are going all out to offer the best values to our customers. Living rooms, bedrooms, bedding, recliners, and more, all on sale 35 to 50% off, in stock or special order. In addition, you don't need cash at Chris Miller Furniture. Pay for your purchase with nothing down and no finance charge for 24 months. That's 0% interest for 2 full years during the 11th Annual Ohio Valley Winter Furniture Sale, only at Chris Miller Furniture in downtown Wheeling.
Whiteside Auto Dealers 96 Blast Off! 3 giant dealerships, a huge inventory, tremendous savings. If you don't have a Whiteside sticker on your car, you've paid too much.
This is News Channel 7's Scott Nolte. Scott has been diagnosed with having sports in his blood, but the prognosis is good for Scott and Ohio Valley sports fans. Every weekend at 6 and 11, Scott provides Ohio Valley sports fans with a total of at least 50% more sports coverage than any other station. News Channel 7, where Scott is the leader. For those who would like to see highlights and a recap of News Channel 7's coverage on the flood of '96 from beginning to end, or would simply like to have it on videotape, News Channel 7 will be presenting a special program, The Flood of '96, a chronology. This announcement serves as your permission to videotape it for your personal use. That's Saturday, January 27th, 7 to 8 p.m. Don't miss watching and recording this historical event. It'll be talked about for many years to come. The Ohio Valley's favorite sports team is out to slam dunk all opponents with their total high school sports coverage. Yes, the guys without ties are calling the shots, but not just for high school basketball, but all high school sports. And not just on Fridays, but all week long. News Channel 7, your hometown station for total high school sports coverage.
With the recent closings of Blonde Knox, Triangle, PWC, and coal mines, Ohio Valley residents are looking for jobs. But because more than 12,000 adults in Ohio and Marshall counties are functionally illiterate, becoming a literacy volunteer tutor can make working again a reality for those who are unable to use reading, writing, and computation skills in everyday life situations. For more information on how you can help, call the Literacy Volunteers of Ohio and Marshall counties at 304-232-0511.
There's a land full of magic, not very far away, with more of everything you wanna do. The adventure of a lifetime, or just a little getaway.
Call now for your free copy of our travel guide or Ski West Virginia magazine. Ask about Homecoming 96, West Virginia's year-long celebration.
Mike Anthony, Bear Bechtel back at the Palace on the Hill, and doesn't get any better than this, does it, Tom?
I'll tell you what, Zanesville came up big in the third quarter, as you would expect a champion to. They outscored the Park 20-7. Quite honestly, Park struggled, but they're still in this basketball game. Park needs to get back in it quickly, though. Next couple minutes will really determine the outcome of this game.
And as our spotter Mike Clyde pointed out moments ago, that Freddie Howard looks tired. Freddie's been in some big games, and he's been up and down for 4 quarters. He looks tired because Edwin Young is giving him all he wants. But now we see Nick Bolshakov, another talented sophomore to the Wheeling Park line, number 24. He'll play the guard position. And no, a dunk underneath by Seth Martin.
Yeah, with authority, Michael.
54-45. Park needs to make a run if they want to stay in this one. Howard forces one. Zalaski, I think he's going to get called for the over the back. 1 and 1 now.
Yeah, that's going to be foul on Eric. He's going to exit.
Zalaski with his 4th. Is that his 5th? His 5th personal foul.
Yeah, Eric battled.
So Zalaski will sit with 5.
Eric's battled his heart out tonight. He checks out with only 4 points, but the kid just has a whole lot of heart. He gave 100%, and he battled these Zanesville big guys just as tough as he could. Unfortunately, he's going to watch the last 7 minutes and 39 seconds from the bench.
And how about the advantage for Zanesville? They already have the lead, and they'll be in the bonus the rest of the way. And the way they pound it inside, they'll be living at that free throw line. We'll get out of here about 4 in the morning.
Park's going to need to set up their transition game, get them running again, or else Zanesville, they're an excellent ball club. They will take control in a half-court game, and David Houston knocked down that first one. He's going to shoot the second.
And Houston, an 85% free throw shooter. Very good for a big 6'6" senior.
I knew you would jinx him on that one, Michael. Happens every time.
Sorry, Big Dave. I would never jinx a 6'6" guy. Now Stokic is backing down. Cruz 3. Off the mark. Rebound to Edwin Young. Momentum has definitely switched to the Blue Devils. Jerry Myers 3. In and out. Stokic battles for it, and Goodwin gets the rebound. Park needs to score here. Cruz driving. Misses strong. Rebound Seth Martin. Jeez, how many rebounds has he gotten tonight?
Zanesville done a nice job. They're limiting Park to 1 shot, 1 and out. And Park, as I said, needs to get the running game going.
10-point lead. Edwin Young just driving. Inside to Martin, he's fouled. He's fouled by, I think, Stokic.
I'll tell you, Edwin Young has come up really big tonight. He picked up his 3rd foul early in the second half. He's played under control, and that one right there, that's a big-time assist. He drove down, got the Park defenders to come at him, and you give the ball to Seth Martin that close in the paint, you either got to foul him or put 2 points on the board.
And like I said, they'll be at the free throw line the whole 4th quarter. There's the bank, Tom Bechtel.
I'll tell you, reminiscent of St. John Arena in the Ohio State Championship. The banks are open late tonight in Wheeling.
We could have saved that little piece of information, but we didn't know he was going to bank one late in the 4th.
I never dreamed he would.
And that one too strong. We have a foul.
I think we have a violation, Mike, and Seth's going to get a shoot again.
It is a violation. Now Stake will come in for Stokic. Big Pete Stokic. 56-45. Zanesville with the lead and the momentum, to say the least. The Park had as many as a 12-point lead. Now Martin too strong. Not your best free throw shooter, but will work on that aspect of his game. Only a junior, but 6'7". Cruz spins. DeJevia back in the ball game. 3 ball. Too strong. Martin up in the rafters with the rebound. Here's Edwin Young, relentless.
stolen by the Patriots. Howard's ahead of the pack. He'll get an easy. No, he won't. And he'll get a foul on Cedric Hall. But did Hall make up some ground there or what?
I'll tell you what. I didn't think there was anybody could catch Freddie Howard, but Cedric Hall did an outstanding job. Coach Aaron Holt doesn't agree with the call. Freddie was going up, and Donnie Gifford's going to work 2 foul shots.
That's a breakaway layup. I think he was shooting the basketball. He was going up. Good call by Giff.
I think Coach Aaron Holt has questioned the fact of whether there was a foul, Mike.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Only natural.
10-point lead down to 9 with Howard's free throw. 56-47, 6.5 to go in this one at the Palace on the Hill, the much anticipated state championship battle.
I'll tell you,
we call it that because they're both defending state champions.
We've been looking forward to this game for 7 or 8 months. It's everything we thought it would be.
Houston going strong and gets hammered by State. And how about the Zanesville faithful? They get up on every big play, and that really elevates a team. I've never seen that from a high school following.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, before the game, even in the reserve game, they were all up and cheering, and they're just some outstanding fans. They love their Blue Devil basketball.
And the officiating crew that worked the first game had their hands cut out with the crowd and the players. Got to give it up for Al Flood and Brian Brooks and Greg Sanders. Did a nice job.
We had a packed house here tonight shortly after the start of the reserve game, so it's been a fun-filled evening of basketball, and we still got 6 minutes to go. Zanesville leads by 10, but with that explosive park running game, it's a long way from being over.
David Houston nails it. 58-47, the Park trailing by 11. Howard's going to have to pick his game back up to where he elevated it in the first half. Jebby has been ice cold. Howard drives and throws it away again. Freddie's 3rd or 4th big turnover in the 4th.
Wheeling Park has struggled in the half-court offense. Their big plays tonight have all come in transition on the break when they've had the numbers, Mike.
And now Goodwin nearly steals it from Hall. Jerry Myers will drive. How high did he get on that shot? In and out. Goodwin saves it to Cruz. Rath, this is where he's explosive in the open. Goes in, no call, and he is fouled. We'll get a foul on David Houston for crashing State at position.
Yeah, we got one of those AT&T calls there, Mike. That was made from long distance. Referee come in, whistle David Houston for the foul. That's only his second.
Michael Jebbia, who had an incredible first half with 14. Now with just a deuce here in the second half, 2. Coach Aaron Holt made some great adjustments in the halftime locker room. Step it up, play better defense, deny these guys, and get back on defense.
Well, he expressed his concern before the game. His #1 concern was, would they get back on D? In the first half, it was lacking. Second half, they've done an excellent job.
This Zanesville team has been in so many big games. These kids were not rattled whatsoever. Houston, the 10-footer partially blocked. And it's off a Blue Devil, Wheeling Park ball. 58-49, 5 minutes to go.
I'll tell you, you gotta love Kevin Stake, outstanding football performer, just a hustler. Sam Andy classifies him as an athlete, and he just gives 110%.
Now Cruz handling the ball for the Park, top of the key. Howard playing a little bit of the wing. They swing around to Jebbia. Long triple, in and out. Goodwin battles for it, tipped away to Young. Edwin Young, and Jebbia nearly gets his 5th.
I'll tell you what, you can't get close enough to Edwin to foul him. He's just so quick. Although Michael definitely didn't want to foul there.
I like to call him EY, Edwin Young. Now Zanesville trying to run some clock. They're patient. They had the lead by 9.
Well, with the quickness they have, Mike, they're going to make Park come out and defend him, and Edwin's going to knock down a 3.
Oh, right on target, though.
Look good from our angle.
Howard ahead to Jebbia, alley-oop, and Michael loses control. State corrals it. Goodwin drives, and he gets it to go. Down to 7, 58-51.
I'll tell you what, Park's just hanging around, and they get a stop here. They're right back in this ball game, Mike. Coach Aaron Holt is going to get a good timeout.
His 3rd of the ball game, leaving them with 1 left. 58-51, Zanesville. Wheeling Park showing some signs of life here in the second half, though.
I'll tell you what, fans, don't go away. It's anybody's basketball game.
Timeout on the floor. 58-51 Zanesville. Back after this. News Channel 7 Sports.
Make an investment in your future. Enroll today in the West Liberty State College Accelerated Business Program. Earn a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration while continuing to work full-time. To qualify, you must be at least 25 years of age and have completed 40 to 60 transferable credit hours. You can even receive academic credit for work-life experiences. The Accelerated Business Program at West Liberty State College is convenient, accessible, and affordable. It's time to take a look at what West Liberty State College has to offer.
For 146 years, Wheeling Hospital has provided exceptional health care. Wheeling Hospital continues to work with all insurance providers in the warm, friendly convenience of the Medical Park campus. We continue to carry on our charitable history of providing healing with the human touch. The staff, physicians, and volunteers of Wheeling Hospital pledge to be the leader in providing state-of-the-art medical care.
The family of O.J. Simpson. They've stood by his side through the entire ordeal. But how did they manage to cope with such heartache?
They literally have leaned on the Lord in this time of darkness.
It's an intimate look at how the Simpsons are surviving. Exclusive, O.J.'s Family Healing. Then, Baywatch bombshell Gina Lee Nolan clears the air about her feuds with Pamela Lee.
And she will welcome you with open arms.
Gina Lee, the new queen of the beach, on hard copy.
Friday, late night at 2 a.m. on News Channel 7. Where the news is, you'll find Ari Height. Ari Height is specialized in covering the news in the Steubenville area ever since he began reporting for News Channel 7. Based on his knowledge, experience, and expertise in reporting the facts clearly, accurately, and in-depth, News Channel 7 is pleased to announce that Ari has been assigned Bureau Chief, News Channel 7 Steubenville News Bureau. When it comes to doing whatever it takes, you can count on Ari Height. Steubenville, you're in good hands.
I've been smoking all my life. It's terrible, but smoking calms my nerves. I don't think it affected my daughter. She smokes, but...
My mother smokes her butt off, and so do I. But that's not why my daughter started. I always told her to do as I say, not as I do.
But I started smoking anyway. I didn't want to gain weight. But I always tell my daughter, don't smoke.
Amethyst, peridot, blue.
George, Astro just jumped down the garbage chute.
Don't worry, honey.
Did you hear that? 58-51, a 7-point Zanesville Blue Devil lead. This is what it's all about, Tom Becko, our high school basketball game of the week. And next week, another dandy. We got to get a little plug in here. Wheeling Central taking on Lindsley, the undefeated Cadets in your Maroon Knights. I'll tell you, Coach Ray Smith has done an outstanding job. The Cadets are undefeated. They're playing an important game tonight against Toronto, but I expect they'll be undefeated next week. Maroon Knights will be geared up for that one. Back to some super action here, Mike.
Yeah, enough with the station promotions. Let's get back to this game.
Seth Martin, up and good. Fans wanted to walk, but that was a great jump stop. Howard going strong, count it, and a foul. Great call, Jim Fratty. Sneaking in underneath there was David Houston, and there come the Patriots running where they're in their best. That's what Freddie needs to do. Freddie needs to become a finisher. He does a great job of dishing the ball to everyone, but if he can finish plays like that, he'll step up and play on the next level. It's down to 60-54. Once again, the Patriots need a defensive stop, Mike.
Still in that 2-3. Cedric Hall, the zone buster, but he elects to give it up. High-low game is good again. Jerry Myers. Houston crashing the boards. It's off of a Blue Devil.
Little help from Ducey Turner making the call in front of Jim Fratty. Jimmy had about 10 helpers on that call. 9 of them were from Zanesville, but he caught it the other way.
60-54, the Park with a chance to cut the lead. Cruz has it stripped. How quick is Edwin Young? Are you kidding me? He stripped Cruz about 6 or 7 times tonight, and now they're going to get Cruz. And Sam wanted an out of bounds there instead of picking up the foul on Cruz. Now Zanesville with the bonus, going to go to the line to shoot 2, and Sam not very happy.
I'll tell you, we talked about David Houston. He made a great play there. It won't show up on any stat sheet, but he hustled after and kept that basketball alive. Of course, Cedric Hall came up with the basketball, but Dave's a big fella, but outstanding hustle on that play.
And how about Edwin Young? He has stripped Cruz probably 6 or 7, maybe 8 times, and Cruz is so ultra quick going up, and Cruz has finally found someone that is as nearly as quick as him, or maybe even a step quicker, if you can get quicker than those two.
Well,
I'd hate to say it was quicker.
Yeah, I don't know that we have a gauge to gauge that, Mike, but
jump ball on that one.
They're both ultra quick, and whatever you say, I'll agree with.
Thank you. Ahead to Goodwin, and he throws it away to another quick performer, Young. And he throws it away. The Park with numbers. Cruz, and it's nearly a basket. Foul on Edwin Young. I thought that was going down, Tom. Excuse me for being a little early there.
That would have went down and brought the house down. Edwin Young picks up his 4th foul. That could be crucial, Mike.
So Jevia with 4 and Edwin Young with 4. Zalaski already out of there. He used up his 5 to beat on Martin and Young there, Houston down low.
Patriots need to make their foul shots down the stretch. Ultra important.
Cruz, good. 7-point game. Park had it down to 6 at 60-54. Remember, the Park led by 12 in the first half. Cruz makes it 62-56. Now the Park a little full court trap here. It's a man-to-man. And here's Cedric Hall to Houston. And you see it. Zanesville can break anybody's press, maybe even the Lakers.
Zanesville can play any style you wish.
Wow.
We saw a little fast break action there. Big bucket.
You wonder why Sam didn't play that a little earlier? This might have been 150. The zone has given Zanesville some trouble. Howard driving and missing. Houston got away with the push, and Goodwin puts it back up and in. Big rebound.
I'll tell you, Darius has great quickness for a big man. Did a nice job of going after the basketball there.
And there's Howard trying to turn this momentum around. Great effort, but gets the foul. But Zanesville will shoot 2. Freddie nearly stole one and laid it in, but he got a grab.
I'll tell you, it's just hard for me to believe, Mike, that Darius Goodwin did not play organized basketball last year. He's coming leaps and bounds, and if this young man continues to work on his game, he's going to be an outstanding performer before he's done in the Patriot uniform.
Already 6'4" and still growing. Edwin Young, money. Already signed, sealed, and delivered at Dayton University. And right away, Jerry Myers out, but more quickness back in ATN Norris.
I'll tell you, Edwin Young, he'll be playing in Atlantic 10 next year, and Oliver Purnell, I know he's a graduate of Old Dominion University, played a little basketball with my friend Ricky now down at Old Dominion, and he's got a prime recruit right here, and Edwin will do well in the Atlantic 10.
Set the scene for you, 66-58 with 2.5 to go. Park needs some big baskets, and a 3 wouldn't hurt. Howard to Cruz. Freddie Raphael drives and lays it up and in. That's big time ball there.
I'll tell you what, we said it all night. Raphael just doing an outstanding job of taking the ball to the hoop.
These two teams have just taken each other. Oh, and here's a steal by Cruz. He goes in, and he lays it in, and Edwin Young couldn't foul him there. 4-point game. Timeout Blue, that's your last.
I think Zanesville just burnt their last timeout, Mike. That could be pivotal in his ball game.
2 minutes to go. Do not even think about going to bed on this one. 4-point lead, 2 minutes to go. We're back after this timeout on News Channel 7 Sports.
OVMC is committed to quality care from our Women's Center and Children's Services to the M-Star Trauma Unit. Ohio Valley Medical Center has invested its resources in the finest staff and latest in medical technology for more than 100 years.
And now we welcome the 95,000 members of the health plan to share in our care. at OVMC.
Sharing the quality of healthcare at OVMC.
A lot of places seem to think a good value just means a low price. I think it's only a value if it tastes good. That's why we make things fresh on Wendy's 99-cent Super Value menu.
Right now, you can choose Wendy's 99-cent old-fashioned country fried steak sandwich. It's lightly breaded, cooked to a golden brown, and served with lettuce and mayonnaise. And where else but Wendy's can you enjoy your country fried steak with a Caesar side salad, baked potato, or even a Frosty for just 99 cents each on Wendy's Super Value menu.
Better food makes it a better value.
There's an old adage that says, laugh and the world laughs with you, weep and you weep alone. Have you found it that way? Probably. Well, our Lord promises us we can cast all our care upon Him because He cares for us. Furthermore, He says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Join me in search of the Lord's way, presented by caring friends in Churches of Christ.
Join Mac Lyon for In Search of the Lord's Way this Sunday morning at 8 here on WTRF, TV 7.
Winner of this program was a special GNN News Update. I'm Fred Huppel. Today, I've been told by eyewitnesses that the Good News Network will begin to air brand new toes starting in February. That's brand new toes. I haven't the slightest idea what that means.
Excuse me, Mr. Topple. That doesn't say toes, it says shows.
Shows? As I was saying, the Good News Network will air brand new shows starting in February.
Every Friday at 4:30 and Saturdays at 8 a.m. only on News Channel 7.
West Virginia ranks third in the nation with the highest rate of illiteracy. A report by the U.S. Department of Education estimates that more than 180,000 West Virginians aged 20 and over read below the 4th grade level. For more information on how you can help, call the Literacy Volunteers of Ohio and Marshall County at 304-232-0511.
Donut delivery days are on their way. Members of the News Channel 7 News team, Green's Donuts, Thompson & Sons, and Don Foods are teaming up once again for Donut delivery days on February 12th and 13th. The News Channel 7 News team will be delivering donuts to homes and businesses throughout the Ohio Valley to benefit Easter seals. The glazed donuts will be sold for $5 per dozen. A minimum order of 2 dozen is required for delivery. Delivery area is limited. Individuals living outside the delivery area can make arrangements to pick up their donuts at the Easter Seal Center in Wheeling and St. Clairsville at the rate of $4 per dozen. Place your order by calling 242-1390.
Fourth quarter action, about 2 minutes to go in this one. It's been outstanding as advertised. News Channel 7 Sports, your best seat for high school basketball in another incredible matchup.
Mike, I think the basketball gods are smiling upon us. Last Friday night, not a very good game. Tonight, you couldn't ask for better.
66-62, 4-point game. Zanesville with the lead in now 2 minutes. Coach Aaron Holt took his last time out. That'll be talked about. Spending some time on the clock. A near steal by Cruz. Now the crowd standing. We'll stand for the rest of this ball game. Park's going to have to come out and foul somebody. That's the guy you want to foul, Seth Martin.
Seth's a pretty good free throw shooter, Mike.
Martin stays with it. Is that kid outstanding or what?
Oh.
Woo. The Patriots need a basket. Jebbia, the runner, short. Stake. Too strong. Rebound, Houston. Big miss by Stake.
Yeah, that was a big miss, and David Houston came up with a real big rebound. I'm sure we're going to see Zanesville pull the ball out here, Mike, and make Park come after him.
Edwin Young, he knows what to do with it. Going to the basket, blocked. Jebbia, lay in. 68-64. $56 seconds to go. Got to foul somebody. Don't want to foul Edwin Young.
They're all good free throw shooters, Mike. As you say that, Edwin's fouled. Edwin's fouled, Mike. He's a 74% free throw shooter. And in Zanesville's starting lineup, they're all outstanding free throw shooters.
If we're going to foul somebody, foul Mr. Bank and Seth Martin. You don't want this guy on the line. It's money. I cannot jinx himself, Echo. Are you kidding me?
Edwin's a true competitor, and you know, free throw stats are nice. If you look at the stats, he's one of the lower shooters on a team, which is outstanding at 74%. But big players come up big, and you don't foul guys like him late in the game.
And he misses one. I knew I could jinx him there once. 69-64. The Park's got to hurry. Down 5. A 3 and a 2. There's Cruz. Misses. Stake with the foul from behind. David Houston lodged on that baseline.
I'll tell you what, David is just anchored in the paint on defense, and when that ball goes off the glass, it's in his possession.
5-point lead. Boy, if that shot from Cruz would have went, this place would have come down.
Oh, I'll tell you, this year I've had an opportunity to see a couple really unsung basketball players. David Houston just come up real big tonight. He's noted for his rebounding and defense, but he's also packed a little bit of offensive punch here this evening.
Woo. David Houston at the free throw line nails that one down. 6-point lead. And Houston looking to make it 7. 37 seconds. Howard launches a triple, short. Rebound by Jerry Myers, and I think the fat lady's warming up here at the Palace.
I'll tell you what, checking out the stats, Mike. Can you believe Seth Martin has 25 points? I'll tell you what, just a quiet performer, deals in the paint, gets the easy baskets, and that's a big-time game with 25 points.
And Zanesville was going to dodge a bullet here tonight.
I'll tell you what, Mike, I hate to keep saying it, but this one is not over yet. I know some fans are walking out, but they missed some foul shots, which unfortunately Myers didn't there. But if they miss a couple foul shots, Park knocks down a couple threes, it's still possible. I agree, it doesn't look good, but it's still open.
With Michael Gebbia, anything's possible on the 3. 73-64. Got to hurry. Rafael Cruz, top of the circle. They want Gebbia to launch him.
Definitely need to trace.
Howard.
Goodwin.
Goodwin. 3-ball. Park's got to foul quickly. Nearly turns it over. Jerry Myers going strong, and he gets hammered and 1.
That'll put the final nail in the Park count, Mike.
75-67.
Once again, big play. Edwin Young did a nice job of avoiding the trap on the press, kicked the ball out. Jerry Myers picks up the hoop and a little bit of harm, and for all practical purposes, Mike, this one's over.
Did Wheeling Park play an outstanding game or what?
Oh, I just knew they would, Mike. You know, after Tuesday night's embarrassing loss to Steubenville, the Patriots had something to prove. They come up a little bit short tonight, but outstanding effort by Sam Andy and all the Park Patriots.
8-point lead with 7 seconds. Cruz will pull up from 3 and nail it. That'll make it respectable. 5-point Zanesville lead. Zanesville 75, Wheeling Park 70. What an outstanding ball game. We'll come back and get final thoughts after this break on News Channel 7 Sports.
Maggie had such a happy childhood. She was so proud of her accomplishments. She had hope for her future. How could things have changed so much? What can we do now